You lucky.
Destin's got big news, man.
Yeah.
It finally happened.
This week,
Welcome to Fireteam Chat. I am Jose Otero, and this week we're talking about Destiny drops. We've been playing a little bit. House of Wolves has a huge update, so we need to unpack, and also just general updates and fixes, because this is the last week before you're going back to Destiny. A lot of you hopefully are still playing, but you have a lot of reasons to go back starting next week. Joining me for this discussion, Destin Laguerre.
Hi, everybody.
And Fran Mirabella.
Hey there.
So let's start with, what did you guys do in Destiny this week? You lucky.
Destin's got big news, man.
Yeah.
It finally happened.
This week, I didn't do too much.
You did a ton.
I played 5 hours straight trying to get the Hawkmoon, and seriously, on like one of the last moments when I could have got it, it dropped. It dropped at Uryut, and I lost my mind. We actually have a
You
snippet.
were recording it, right?
Yeah.
Hawkmoon! Holy you got it! Yeah! You got it! Yeah!
We actually have a little snippet we're going to play.
What made you record this, by the way? Like, are you just
Well,
recording yourself all
now.
the time now?
Yeah, I'm doing a YouTube thing, the Destin channel.
Yeah, he's got the Destin
where
channel.
I stream. And so I'm streaming Tuesdays and Thursdays.
He did the Hawkmoon hunt.
Yeah, so that
you
was
could
the
join
Hawkmoon
in.
hunt.
So
great,
Fran told me this morning this happened. I did see something on the internet that said, "Oh my God, Dustin got Hawkmoon." So now I have nothing to make fun of you with, because I have two.
Nah,
Well, I
me
still
neither.
have two.
I
Hawkmoons.
was so
I almost
upset.
have it leveled too. Yeah.
Jeez. What was your sort of path to doing this? Like, what did you?
Okay.
Because Fran told me you did some stuff here.
So
that
here's
I
what
wasn't
we
even
did.
aware
We
of
started
to
on
do.
Vault of Glass normal, right? And I got a group together. We ran through Vault of Glass normal, all three characters, swapped out for Gorgon Chest, and then just did the ending for the last other two characters. Then we did it on hard. Nothing. I got actually just Ascendant Energies one of the runs. Of
course.
Like all Ascendant Energies.
Just something to really,
are you kidding
to
me?
really bring you down. That was the test, your strength moment.
Yeah.
Will you keep going?
And then it was getting late. Like I had
it was
to
like
leave.
10 or something.
So I'm like, oh man, I don't know if I have time to hop on. So actually, a viewer was like, I'm going to help him out. He got out of bed. And he got the checkpoint while we were finishing up the last run.
Oh, he got the
Crota.
checkpoint for you at Uryut.
Yeah,
Mooch.
I'll actually bring up the email in a second.
Mooch.
So he got the checkpoint at Uryut. We run through nothing, right? Just nothing at all. That sucked. Oh man, I'm trying to find the email. Really
we can
quick
come
while I
back
do
to it after we talk about our drops if you want.
Yeah, so
absolutely.
Fran, why don't you talk about your drop? And,
Well, yeah, I mean, so I make fun of Destin all the time about Hawkman, so I'm just
Me
bummed.
too.
But the beauty of it is House of Wolves is coming out, so maybe there'll be something in there that he won't get for a long time. Anyway, so I've been chasing Fatebringer. And it happened. I got mine too. So
I love that.
So I love that Destin and I both, like, we have been grinding, and I gave up. Honestly, I just totally gave up on it was going to happen, and it dropped, obviously, at the Templar Hard and Vault of Glass, and I actually had an entire Fireteam Chat crew that helped me, which was also really cool.
Yeah, Athen was actually, he hangs out on the Facebook group.
Yeah.
And he was in there helping me get the
Nice.
Oh,
the
with
Hawkman.
yours, yeah. So, like, just a quick shout out to Gamu, Gore, UAC, Orbit Jets, the K-Locker, and Who Want the War. You guys were awesome. And a special, by the way, you should see in the video if you're watching, special photo credit to CJ Gibson, the video guy.
Yeah.
I actually went out and did a photo shoot with my Fatebringer.
Yeah.
So I'm going to post that on my Twitter. You'll find it there as well.
Nice.
That's how lame I am. But it's awesome. I'm like staring down the barrel. And it's
really
actually,
cool.
there's some techniques that we can talk about maybe another time on taking photos because there's some trickery to figuring out how to do it because it's not like you can get close to people without having a giant rocket launcher or something in your hand. So the short of it is you got to take photos between weapon switching.
Okay.
But
Fran,
some cool stuff.
I actually have a question for you. Can you do a reenactment of your reaction to getting the weapon? Like, what did you do?
You know what?
Were you just like,
I'm
oh, hey, I
so
got it.
yeah. No, it was more than that. I'm so beaten down that. Like, every time you look at those drops, right, I've gotten habitualized to, like, it's going to be Ascendant Shards or something I don't want to be, right?
Jesus is a cruel guy.
Oh, he is. And I
He's a cruel
basically, when they dropped, it was sort of at first, I saw it, and then I was like, oh, wait, I got it. Like, it was more like
That's
that.
it?
Yeah, but it wasn't like.
I lost my mind.
Holy Lord! Like, my biggest moment ever in Destiny was when I got a ton of drops way back when I first beat the Vault of Glass hard. Got a helmet, got Vex Mythoclast, and Atheon's Epilogue all at once, and I literally was losing my mind. And that was the only time I've done that in the game in a long time.
So you were like the Nintendo 64 kid?
Exactly.
Like,
yeah, exactly.
Screaming.
I was like, and then the roof of the house blew off. Actually, that's the SNES, right?
Okay, but your hair was perfect through the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
You got complaints
windy.
from your neighbors.
Exactly. But I guess the point was, I've been chasing stuff for so long. I'm super excited to have Fatebringer, but also think about it. We have so much gear at this point that it was not like, I didn't like melt down or anything. So,
I did.
You did, apparently. I actually haven't watched the clip yet, so I wanted to watch it.
It's pretty great clip.
It too. Yeah, we'll embed it. We should embed it in the episode.
It's gonna be in the episode. I was trying to call it out, but you talked over. Alexia's gonna put it in earlier in the show, so people have seen it.
Yeah, you've already seen it by now if you're watching. So.
Let me tell you a little bit about the story. Brett actually is the guy who got me the checkpoint, and he sent me an email. And he's like, Destin, I'll give you a little background of the events of last night. I'm on the East Coast, so it was about 11 p.m. when I started watching your stream. I enjoyed it tremendously, and then I saw the opportunity to help another Guardian out. You had asked if anyone had a checkpoint or a Yut. By this time, it was 12:30 or so in the morning. I mentioned I had Crota normal, but I could tell you wanted all the chances you get for the Hawkmoon drop. So I got out of bed and proceeded to nab the checkpoint for you. You all joined in on the bridge checkpoint with me, and then we wrecked through the rest. Sadly, the first time wasn't the charm, but we still had 2 more goes. On the second run through, the magic happened right before our eyes, and the Hawkmoon appeared beside your name. Jubilation, glee, happiness, and possibly some tears ran through the chat. However, it could have been almost 2 a.m. my time, having worked 9 hours, then come home to the wife and kids. I might have been a little delusional by that point, but it was an exhilarating experience. So that's
PSN awesome. Out.
That's from his perspective. His PSN is the red-eyed wolf, and now we understand why he has red eyes.
Thank you. Yeah,
and he says a PS about your Fatebringer, but I guess you got.
Yeah, I got a lot of once Destin got the Hawkmoon. Not many people knew that I had Fatebringer.
Yeah,
because I didn't publicize it.
Nice.
I actually regret. I'm not a good liar, and Destin asked me, "Did you get Fatebringer this week?" over lunch a couple days ago, and I was like, "Yeah." And now I wish that on the show, I was actually thinking of trying to just reenact it or something. But if I could have surprised Destin on the show, because you would have been making fun of me still, and that would have been actually boom. But I'll try to lie next time.
One's an exotic and one's a legendary.
But we all know what's the better gun.
You exotic legendary quarters. I don't understand.
So your weapon is the PvE weapon. My weapon's the PvP weapon.
Yes.
And I wanted it for trials, and I've been using it in multiplayer. Yeah. It is 2 shots. Sometimes you're dead.
Right.
It's really, really good.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe before Jose does his drops, then. What if you even got it? But what? the way you sounded. Yeah. Whatever. Actually, you should do your drops first. I was going to ask about what's missing. In your lineup.
Nothing spectacular. I did. It isn't so much the drops, but a big shout out to Charlie Gadsden and to Charles Onyet, former IGN editor.
Yeah.
We actually tore
you
through.
ran with Pear, right?
Yeah. No, we tried to get. Wait, did we get Pear?
Yeah, Pear played with you on the weekend.
At some point, but he wasn't there for when we ran Crota. So 4 of us ran Crota's End, just normal, just messing around, because I can't get someone in this room to ever run Crota again, because he absolutely hates it.
I wasn't near a PlayStation. So.
He'll run it now to try his Hawkmoon.
Yeah. Oh, so you would have done it.
I would have done it. I just wasn't near a console.
Got it. All right, so I take that all back. Anything. Yeah, no, but we had a really good time, and it was cool to catch up with those guys. And it's exciting to just be getting ready for House of Wolves. That said, still don't have Balahorn. It is week. How many?
That's the drop I went absolutely crazy for.
Yeah. I didn't. Actually, at that point, I was
think Charlie has gone nuts for it, at least talking to him in chat, and it hasn't dropped, and I'm just like, I don't want to be that
doesn't
guy.
Have it?
I don't think he does.
That he did, but maybe
not.
not.
I think he eventually got it, but it took so many hours.
Yeah.
I think he talked about it one time. He's like, I've been playing this game for 500 hours, and I still don't have this thing.
Could happen anyway. Fatebringer almost took me that long. So
you have to do Atheon hard for Galahorn. That's your best chance to get it.
You busy this weekend?
And then and then the Gorgon checkpoint.
Is that really a fact?
That's where I got it. Both times.
Yeah, but we go back to the myth thing, and it's like, well, most people I know got it from Gorgon, and it's like then everybody tells
Gorgon, chest, or Atheon. Yeah. Those are the best places to get.
But
Galahorn.
I've seen it drop at Air Ute, and I know people got it in the Nightfall. I'm just saying it's not a fact.
Just do all your exotic chances every week.
Yeah,
run it on normal, run it on hard.
I heard also that Hawkmoon has a higher chance to drop in Vault, and it's like that. It's not
I got
true.
my first
drops
Hawkmoon
on Atheon.
Of course it does. But all of those can drop any of them, and whatever the dice roll is what you get.
Any version 1 stuff is more common in Vault. That's why Vault's, And it also drops in Nightfall, too.
So if you've got some Destiny Mythbusters, write in to Destiny at IGN.com and let us know what you think about these crazy theories that we have. So moving on, let's talk a little bit about this House of Wolves update. Destin, do you want to sort of take us through what's happening in the world of Destiny right now?
Yeah, so the update was pushed live. We'll talk about patch notes a little later, but what's really exciting is right now, Petra Venge is back in the tower. So do you guys remember way back where they had that Queen event?
Yeah, the Queen's Wrath.
Yeah, Queen's Wrath, she shows up. Well, she's there right now, and you can go talk to her, and she has a bunch of target bounties that you can pick up. Yeah. And you can level up your Queen rep, and you can unlock emblems and shaders. And if you still have your old emblems and shaders, you can use them.
And she's all dressed differently now, too, right?
She's dressed the same as
really?
she was before.
So far back, I don't remember.
But in the Reef, she looks different.
I was going to ask, is she going to be a regular fixture now at the tower because of House of Wolves?
That we don't know. I don't know if this is like a tease sort of thing that they're
I think that she
introducing.
is, right? I think that I assume you can find her at both places or whatever, right, to get your bounties.
It would make sense to a degree, just because you don't want to have to fly just to the Reef only to cash in certain things with her.
I think this is a special thing that they're doing leading up to House of Wolves, and I think she'll be I think she's going to be in the Reef all the time, whenever you want. I think this is like a timed event.
Okay.
I don't think they're permanently going to open up that back.
So what else is there to this now?
Okay, so it did introduce a few bugs that Bungie is aware of and they're working on. The Cryptarch, right now you can't decrypt some engrams. He just doesn't recognize some blues or purples. Bungie is aware of that. They say wait until Tuesday. You'll be able to decrypt them then.
So wait, for anyone who doesn't know what doesn't recognize mean, like will he won't accept
They just
it?
don't show up.
Oh, ever.
So like when you go to him, you can decrypt some of them and you're like, what about the 4 other ones I have? Well, just hold on to them until Tuesday.
But if you try, do they disappear and nothing happens?
You can't try. They don't show up
they just
at
wouldn't
all.
show up.
Oh, they don't even show up in your menu at the bottom.
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
They don't
to
have the
clear up.
marker for 2 DLC release 2 on them, do they?
No.
Do you see that they're
no, they
so
don't.
that's
They're
the problem.
just blue engrams.
Exactly.
But wouldn't it be hilarious if you turned in an engram and he gave you nothing?
Yeah. Well, it's basically the next
does
step. Exactly. Yeah. That is the next step. It's just like
we're going to talk about engrams in the
Laughs
patch
at you.
notes. Some really exciting stuff in there.
Okay.
The other bug is that you can't transfer stuff from your vault right now using the companion app. But Bungie is fixing that. They're just doing some server stuff right now. So they're kind of like, okay, we don't want you to lose anything. Everybody just hold on a second. Yeah.
Okay.
Now the exciting stuff is these bounties have you go to Earth, Venus, and later they're going to have you go to the moon. And you go to various destinations where you can fight waves of enemies that are dropped off in a ship and eventually take out a boss, like a boss character.
Basically like a public event with a mini boss at the end.
Yeah,
sort of.
but they drop Scorch Cannons, so you can try out the new Scorch Cannon. It's real. All of this is just like a big tease, like leading up to the release of House of Wolves.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you take out the boss, and then he drops something called
The treasure key or whatever, right?
Yeah, so it's like a key that allows you to open chests. I literally did this like right before the show.
Yeah, I think it was just
it shows.
Yeah.
Does it have I forget if the key has a name, but it's
like I can't remember what it's called, but it is a key that opens up a chest that appears for 1 minute and 30 seconds after you kill
area.
him. In that same area. So you and your crew, you have to find it and you open it, and you have a chance to get engrams. You usually get more materials for that area. Like I had 40 spirit blooms just from doing 2 of these events on
That's
Venus.
Awesome. Wow. That's great, actually.
And then
a chance at
a treasure key for the Prison of Elders on Tuesday, and you really, really want those keys because that is where you are guaranteed an exotic drop, legendary drops. It's really exciting.
So can't you only get one of those big chest keys a week, though, right? For Prison of Elders, right? I thought you only have one chance to open the chest per character.
But you can get more keys, allowing you to open the big chests from these public events.
But meaning there's only one big chest per week. So you might have an extra key for next week, right?
No? You can use it that same week.
So you can open the end of Prison of Elders multiple times in 1 week.
If you're lucky enough to get additional keys, you can do it multiple times. I
didn't realize that. I thought you only have one chance to get those big drops.
So when you play through, let's say you play through a level 34, you get to the end, you kill the final boss, you get a key as a drop when you kill him, right?
You're going to get that.
You go open the chest. But you have another key because you got it from a public event earlier in the week. You can run that event again. You're not going to get the key drop on the boss, but you still have your extra one, so you can open it twice in a week.
Interesting. Do we know if there's a max on the amount of keys that you can get in a week? I guess
No idea, but I have not seen one drop in the public events. I've opened 4 of the chests and not one key yet.
Okay.
So
interesting.
We'll see. But that's really
that's cool. Maybe
they did say you can get these keys from public events, so people are going to learn to farm these things.
Yeah. That's going to be fun.
One final thing. There's a new Pike.
Yeah.
It's a heavy Pike. I got to try it out a little bit.
Where can they find it? Sorry.
So I know it's on Venus, but I haven't determined the exact spawning location because somebody else always grabs it.
Yeah.
So when you come to the area in the first area in Venus on the left where you used to farm
Citadel.
Spirit Bloom.
I know.
Not Citadel.
It's before Citadel.
Caves,
yeah.
the caves.
Yeah. Ember Caves.
Ember Caves, yeah. It's like straight ahead. If you just keep going straight, there's a cave, and that's where somebody said it spawned.
Oh, they saw it up where all the enemies are piled up before the ramps and stuff, probably.
Kinda, yeah.
How's it feel?
It's slower, which is fine because when you dash side to side, it spits out those bouncy grenades, the electric grenades, and they seem to track enemies.
Oh, that's cool.
So
It's really fun.
If you didn't know where it spawned, how did you get one? Did you jack somebody?
Or did you just
somebody
watch?
just got off, and
You jacked them.
No, he got off, and he was like, "Go ahead."
No, okay.
Did he?
Let's not refer to it. Let's not refer to it with that word.
Grand Theft Destin.
No. He was letting other people try it.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Destin jacked him hard, man.
Oh, now I
Took
see.
his
The
Pike.
maturity level on this podcast just dipped. Okay, that's fine. Destin's turning red.
Y'all gonna jack someone in this new update.
So,
I tell you what.
Let's talk about updates and fixes then. A lot of things got
I like how
fixed and
Jose's just like,
improved.
nope, that segment's
Yeah,
done.
that's done. We're done here.
Moving on up.
So don't forget that House of Wolves expansion is on May 19th. And
Wait,
that
when is it?
Prison of Elders is a new game mode, which you have a couple notes here, so I'm just reading them out loud, that you're going to be able to play in that. So you should definitely be a part of that. So then lastly is updates and fixes.
Well,
everything
wait.
that came from the
May
Bungie
19th.
update.
What is IGN doing?
Oh, yeah. So we're going to be streaming all day starting at 10 a.m.
Promotions.
I think you guys are going to be playing with me, right?
I hope so.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I
I'll
am.
be streaming in the room, and hopefully you guys can join me for the beginning of the stream. We're going to go through the story missions. We're going to hopefully get to that Prison of Elders unlock. We're going to hopefully get some etheric light.
We're going to be
right?
playing split screen.
Yeah, I should be able to.
Tuesday at 10 a.m. I don't know how to do that technically.
I'm joking.
Immediately, my brain went to like.
I was
how
seeing
do
if
we do
anyone
that?
caught that. I'm like, wait, what? Can you do that?
Yeah, exactly.
There's no reason to.
Yeah.
But no,
Really
it'll be
excited.
really cool to like go through the story because that's a big question we all still have, right? Of what's the story really going to be like?
yeah.
We talked about it last week.
Absolutely.
Is it going to be better, or is it going to be, hey, you're flying in and someone talks to you in the background?
Yeah.
I hope it's not that. I hope it's better.
That'll be a fun stream, though, for sure.
Crota.
Yeah, it'll be our first sort of group event.
It's a big
Yeah.
day.
Putting it out there.
It's a big
I'm
day.
really excited.
No,
Yeah.
for sure. Okay, definitely. So make sure you check out IGN.com on May 19th if you're not playing it yourself. And if you are playing, just check us out anyway. We might find some interesting things. Keep us in the loop. So, updates and fixes. Bungie put out their weekly update, and there was basically a lot of things fixed and changed that are worth talking about.
Yeah.
Black Hammer fixed.
Yeah.
So what was the Black Hammer bug for folks who don't know?
Hive Disruptor just didn't function, or when you unlocked it, it actually broke the weapon. So the reason Black Hammer is so great is because if you land 3 precision shots in a row, it automatically refills your cartridge.
You just keep
So
shooting.
it's kind of a challenge, but it's also a huge reward if you can land it.
But it didn't do
Hive
the additional
Disruptor-
damage.
Yeah, Hive Disruptor broke that. And what Hive Disruptor does is certain Hive enemies take more damage from it.
Majors, or there's a certain upgrade type that, they basically.
Yeah, I mean any hive, right? It's
That's
here,
right.
Ute, Knights, like it's really valuable.
Yes.
Yeah, I actually didn't look at the specifics because it's been gone for so long. But
But the Hive Disruptor's on.
I think it's for Knights,
almost.
isn't
It's
it?
on almost every one of those guns.
Yeah.
I think so. Anyway, but
Okay.
no, it's
All
for
right.
more than Knights. You're thinking of the the Shield Disruptor, which is a different name.
Okay.
I forget the name of it.
Well, now to help the maturity level dip a little further, it says here packages no longer produce shards.
Oh, boy.
You want to talk about that?
So you know how when you get a vendor package or whatever, and you would get Ascendant shards?
Yeah.
That's not going to happen anymore.
What is so funny, Jose?
Sorry, nothing. Go ahead.
Jose is very innuendo heavy this episode.
This episode.
No shards in your package.
Yeah.
It sucked, man.
So that's kind of nice, right? That's a good thing, though, right, guys? I mean, you're not going to get.
I don't want
crappy
shards in my
rewards.
package. No. It sucked. Like, no, legitimately, right? Like, those are pretty big drops that every time you level up, you get. And to have that in there is just a waste. It's the same as Nightfall, which they haven't said in here, right? But Nightfall, we've all agreed, should not be dropping Ascendant shards.
Yeah.
Not since they're not really useful. They haven't said that yet, right? But it's similar to that desire, right?
yeah.
Like, get them out of there. I'm tired of seeing them.
Yeah.
But interestingly enough, this decision changes. I mean, there is that trade-in sort of mechanic that's going to be a part of House of Wolves, and just not having limiting where you're getting the Ascendant materials from, I think, does sort of change the flow of that economy, essentially.
Well,
like,
this is
I mean,
one
this bigger
avenue.
picture, but I'm saying, yeah.
This is one avenue where you got shards. I'm glad it's gone. Like, go run Vault if you want shards. That's how it should be done. You know, that gives you a reason to go through that mission.
Yeah,
again.
and it's an early
I think
game.
most high level players have no reason to run Vault anymore. I have like 400 shards and 400 energy.
Yeah.
And now with the new weapons, you don't even need those to fully max them out. You need planetary materials. So
Well, you still need, don't you still need shards?
Nope.
It's totally gone.
it's gone not for vendor
For
gear,
gear.
but for the high level gear, you don't need shards anymore.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. So then Zur will exchange strange coins for motes of light.
Yeah, seeing I spent 100 motes of light trying to get the perfect roll on my Timur's Lash, I am very glad this happened. I
Yeah.
now have a poor man's Hawkmoon, and I can equip a exotic in a different slot.
Do we know how many coins it takes yet?
No. I'm going to assume it's like heavy ammo where you do 1 and you get 5 or something.
Okay. So
So
vendor
he's not doing that yet. He'll do it next week. It's not available right now.
May 19th.
Oh, I'm saying Zur is out right now. I didn't get a chance to
he's
look.
out
Oh, I
in a
didn't go
while.
look.
Yeah, I don't think it's probably not available yet.
I don't
but-
think so.
Okay.
Well, we'll post something in the story if it's available.
Well,
Yeah.
this next thing is available to a degree. Vendor items now visible on the companion app. I used it this morning just to check what Zur was packing this week, what he brought to the tower.
That's a cool feature. I
yeah.
mean,
No,
it was annoying having to like. A lot of people want to be able to buy stuff. Yeah, it's temporarily disabled right now, actually.
Yeah.
So you can't buy anything, but soon you're going to be able to at least see what they have and then decide if you want to hop in.
I want
to
to see more of that too, just sort of being able to purchase and sort of cash in rewards,
Well,
through the app itself.
Yeah, they
Just 'cause
didn't
when you're
say you
away.
can purchase, but you can just see what they have.
No, for sure. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Thanks for setting that in context. All right, so Cryptarch will sometimes not recognize legendary engrams. We talked about that.
Yeah, wait until the 19th.
Okay,
So hold
hold
on
on
to
to
them.
your old engrams, please. Don't sacrifice any of those.
Yeah, you understand what I said there.
Oh
though,
yeah,
right?
because well, no, I
Yeah.
actually I didn't frame it properly, but you're right. So you do want to hold on to your engrams right now, even if the Cryptarch gets fixed, because you have a chance at new gear if you wait until May 19th.
new gear or even old gear at the better power level.
That's right.
So you don't have to like ascend it. So
Absolutely.
it's actually really important that you
Yeah,
hold on
so
to them.
if you did that this morning, kick yourself,
Yeah.
please. PvP reward package for daily. Why don't you explain that?
Yeah, so now you have a reason to play player versus player. We did a
Yeah.
story about this already on IGN, but when you do the daily mission, you get a reward package now that you can
Just
turn
like-
in and just get rewards for it. And like I think you can get
Like
a
the
Etheric Light in there. You can get exotics. You can
Well,
get
it's like the regular
legendaries.
daily that you get that
Yeah.
reward package, right? So
Yeah.
Similar. Which you just didn't get anything really from playing the daily Crucible before.
Yeah, and that really needed to happen. Crucible marks and XP were also increased, so I think they hit the perfect mark there because like now when you win, you get a reasonable amount of marks. Before you would have to play for like 2
the grind
days.
was real, yeah.
2 days to hit like max marks or like 12-hour days.
And that's active right now?
But that's
I don't know.
Or after the 19th. Yeah.
After the 19th.
That's
is
what's
that
a little...
also, oh no, go ahead.
I was just going to say, it is...
Everything's in flux right now.
Yeah, they just rolled out the update like, a couple hours ago or something. But
2 hours ago.
So, meaning we haven't had a chance to test all this yet.
Does this apply to other sort of marks as well? Like you're talking about PvP marks, I'm assuming here. So what about,
Vendor marks? Or
yeah, exactly. Like
reputation or
faction,
something, or?
Reputation and marks to that
They
effect.
didn't actually comment on those.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think those have remained the same.
Someone who
Yeah.
who was trapped by the 100 Vanguard mark limit for a while, because that
Yeah.
was the only way you were able to get, sort of decent gear to get you out of the, level 29
Right.
ghetto, as it were. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I think, but the problem though was really Crucible did seem to
Crucible
take like
was
a lot
awful.
more minutes just to get as many marks to do something with, so it would take forever.
This is a good
Yeah.
point.
So I think that's what they
Yeah.
balanced out. So that I don't know that they touched anything
Okay.
else.
They
Okay.
also increased the drop rate though in Crucible.
Yeah.
So you also
The
have you're
legendaries.
pretty much going to get a blue every time it sounds like, but also there's legendary chances in there.
And
now.
depending
way
on how you
more
do.
legendary and way more exotics. You're using.
You do in the top rankings.
Yeah,
have
and if you
a
do
better,
better,
chance.
you have a better chance
Like,
to get
finally,
something
right.
better.
Yep.
Okay, so why don't you read through these these three, because I'm kind of lost on your note takes.
Okay, sorry about that. So
it's
yeah,
okay.
6 more bounties were added to Iron Banner. So Iron Banner had 6 bounties. Well, there's 6 more that you're going to be able to pick up. So that's 12
Not slots
total.
though. Additional.
It sounds like additional bounties.
Right.
I don't know.
Meaning mix and match versus not 6 additional like to slot, obviously.
Yeah,
Right? I mean, because you can. Meaning Just so people were clear.
You have 10
you can't
slots.
slot more bounties. Yeah, you can't
No,
change that.
you're still limited on. You have 10
But there's
total
new stuff
slots.
out there, yeah, in addition to the Queen's bounties.
Yeah, that's really exciting because it's like you do your 6 for the day and then you move on to your next character. Now you can just stock up on 10, do the extra 2.
Well,
You're gonna get further in Iron Banner faster.
Yeah.
And I like that a lot.
Well, I expect Xander to drop new bounties as well on Tuesday, but this sort of has me wondering, right?
Xander
because
has not changed his bounties throughout, and when we saw it at Bungie, his bounties were the same. So we don't know. Yeah, I don't think.
I mean, you'd
You're gonna
think
get
they would get refreshes, but
You're going to get new bounties from Petra. You're going to get new bounties. Eris has her bounties, but I think Xander's are going to stay like vanilla Destiny style.
Vanilla.
I'm so tired of
I think
playing
that's what
that
they
stuff.
refer to it as. When
No, that's fine. Vanilla WoW was a thing.
Yeah,
I
that's what
remember
I
that.
meant. Yeah.
No, absolutely.
That's weird to me though, because you get Queen's rep for the new bounties from her,
Yeah.
and you get Iron Banner rep from those bounties.
Yep.
Are you telling me for regular Vanguard rep, etc., I have to
When you turn
do the same
in
bounties?
when you turn in Queen bounties, they also go towards your experience, towards your weapons and everything. You're just
But they don't go
leveling up
towards
and-
your faction, do they?
They
Right?
can if you're wearing your
If you wear-
faction.
They will.
emblem.
Okay, it'll still work
Yeah.
like that then.
Yeah.
All right.
But so if you don't have anything equipped, it doesn't. What I'm trying to figure out is
If
what
you
about
don't
just
have
straight up
anything
Vanguard?
equipped, it goes to your Vanguard. It should.
Oh, in addition to the Queen's rep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I believe.
That's weird. That
I would
it's
have to
leveling both
verify.
up.
I would have to
You
verify.
see my point, though, right? If I have to grind the same things just for the Vanguard
Yeah.
rep, that's kind of annoying. But whatever. We'll check it out later and talk
Yeah.
about it later.
So what about this Etheric Light in 3 and 5?
Yeah,
What
so in the,
Etheric
Iron,
language do you
in,
speak?
in the Iron Banner at ranks 3 and 5, you will get an Etheric Light. So that gives you another reason to go back.
Yeah, and we've
there.
talked about this before, right? Like once you level up in those categories, you have a chance at Etheric Light.
Yeah, and
So it's not new, actually. It was just repeating the information.
Don't forget, you really want Etheric Light because you're going to use that to ascend.
Yeah, you can
Cool
use that
stuff.
to ascend all your gear.
Yep. Okay. So lastly,
The final one's really important.
okay, I want to talk about this because if this is what I think it is, I'm gonna hallelujah.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me.
Trials of Osiris, it's going to be your group of 3 goes against another group of 3. It's going to be extremely important that no one's connection drops, right? So they've added a new connection recovery system. So if you drop, you can get back in the game. This is all they said about it, but that's what they're talking about. And they did express the importance of this for Trials.
Does this include a match-made trial of Osiris?
No, there's no match-made Trials of Osiris.
I just confused it with Prison of Elder then.
Yeah.
That's what
It's
happened
just if
there.
you're in the match. And here's what they say about it. I was looking for the guy's name.
All right.
It says, if you encounter the most common kinds of networking problems and lose your connection to the game that you're playing, Connection Recovery will leap into action and attempt to reconnect you. It won't always work because the underlying network problem may be too severe, but it gives you a fighting chance at rejoining the server you were playing on. If it's successful, you'll keep your progress and your fire team.
Great.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds helpful. So this is cool because it's part of what I wanted. You guys probably don't have this problem, or you may have because I've talked to you about it. But one thing that I'm experiencing at home now, in terms of my
Too many people on
wirelessly,
one router, right?
I think that's what's happening
Yeah.
because it only affects Destiny. It doesn't even affect like voice chat on like just in-game chat on PSN. So, for example, this weekend, me, Charles, Charlie, we're all in a group. We were all playing. We were chatting separately through global like PSN chat, not the one that's in Destiny itself. And it's still, I get this error where contacting Destiny servers after a while, and that just boots me out of the game. But I'm still talking to everyone on voice chat. Yeah, it doesn't.
Oh, that's
it doesn't
bizarre.
impact PSN as a whole. It only affects Destiny.
I'd look that up on Bungie Net. They might have something out there for you.
If this is happening to you,
but it's
email
great
us.
that they have this system.
Yeah, this is important. No, I completely agree.
But it's keyed, and it only works for Trials of Osiris right now. So,
is that what it said?
yeah, they want to test it in there, see how it goes. So don't get your hopes up that you're in the middle of a raid or whatever, and you can
If
get
they
back in there,
didn't add it for Trials and you were getting losses for like
Yeah,
Bungie,
that's where you need it
errors
most.
or whatever,
Exactly.
or chimpanzee or whatever they call it this week. It's just
Exactly.
ape.
Okay.
Other orangutans.
There you go.
Shard package.
All right. Well, there you go. And thank you
note.
for listening to Fireteam Chat. We are IGN's Destiny show. You can catch us on IGN every week. Also, don't forget to stick around. May 19th, come check out the site. We'll have an awesome live stream for you.
Excited to play with you guys.
About House of Wolves. Yeah, it'll be fun to play together too. Like, I'm really, really, really looking forward to that.
Yep. And as always, too, remember, if you're a listener, to the podcast instead on iTunes, go in there, leave us a review, get into the comments if you're on IGN's, pages or YouTube. And then, of course, remember, you can watch on PS4 and Xbox One and other locations like that. We're everywhere we can be. And then our Facebook group as well, right? Just called Fireteam Chat Podcast is what it's called, I think.
Yeah, just look it up on Facebook.
You'll check out that link, too. Cool. And then I want to point out that Jose and I are wearing our legendary shirts today. So, Destin, we're ready. I don't know that you're ready, my friend. Purple. You should have worn a yellow shirt.
You're wearing Queen's colors?
Just saying.
Pretty much. We're ready. I didn't even think about that. All right. Well, there you have it, folks. Thank you for listening, Guardians. And we will be back next week with more Fireteam Chat.
Guardians out. You forgot, didn't you, Jose?